want to talk about the importance of goals, because most people don't set them, or if they do, they set unrealistic ones. The first thing you want to be doing is looking at where you want to be. What do you want in life? What do you want to achieve? I set one for €90,000 for the apartment in Spain, and at the moment it seems a bit unachievable because we're into March and we banked about €2,500, and by next month maybe up to 6,000, but it's way off target. But at the same time, the emphasis on there is actually that's where we want to achieve it. So it doesn't matter if I don't get it by December. The reason being is the target is to get there. If I have to adjust the timescales, I adjust the timescales, but I do not change the focus away from what I want to achieve. The reason it's important is that you need to say, that's what I want and I'm going to get it. And that's it. Doesn't matter what gets in your way. Do not change the focus. Now, it could be to pay off your debt. It could be to renovate your spare room. It could be anything. With paying off debt, focus on it and you'll find you can get ahead. I'll give you an example. Years ago, I did a £700 training course over a weekend to learn how to pick locks. I started a locksmith business on the Monday, and I could pick door locks open, cash boxes, whatever. I spent a weekend opening 300 locks, and I was finding I could make an extra £300 to £1,000 a week in the evenings. Now, what was the motivation? At that time, this is going back over 14 years ago, the answer was debt. My motivation was to get rid of debt. That was it. I didn't want to be a locksmith. It was just something at that time. I was an engineer, carpenter, electronics engineer, electrical engineer, etc., etc. And locksmithing was a business that you could make some good money on without a lot of hours. So I'd go out, finish work at 5:30, 6 at night, go home, pick up my car, drop off the company van, and go about my daily business. And then you get a call where somebody's locked themselves out the door, and go there, make 120 quid a time. Now, the focus for me then was getting rid of debt. That's it. Now, that's what I'm saying. You have to aggressively do this. If you think, oh, I'm not going to achieve it, I'm not going to get there, nothing's going to happen. You're actually talking yourself out of it. The whole point is to get to that goal. In that case, I was working 2 jobs. I worked a night job and a day job. I was lucky that the night job maximum was 3.5, 4 hours a night. And I was earning good money at that, to the point it was actually paid more than my day job. But it's there. Those opportunities are there. It doesn't matter what you're doing to do it. You just focus on the end goal. And it doesn't matter if you don't achieve it today. The fact is, you've started the journey. And once you start seeing that you're achieving it, like I was saying, we haven't reached our goal for the 90,000. We've got till December to do it. At the same time, if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to go, okay, because by that time I'll have €40,000 in the bank and going, okay, we're already past halfway, because the focus is not the December. The focus has become that we're nearly there, and that's moves it into the following year. That's it. That's an example. The fact is, we do not need it, but the focus is to get there if we can, and we'll focus on getting there aggressively. And that's like most things. Set the goals and head towards them. It's not always about getting there first time. It's not always about hitting target, doing it by next Friday or whatever. The point is you're aiming for that, and the way I try to do it is in steps. Now, I'll give you an example on that. That apartment's 90,000. I've already seen an apartment for I think it was 24,000, a studio apartment. 24,000 euros, right? 24,000 euros. If you imagine by next month, I've already got it down to 18,000 as a cash buyer, because I've already banked the 6,000. But then that's an online price, so I could push that down maybe another 3,000. So I'm looking, it's gone down to 18. Now that just finding 14,000. That's only 2-3 months more money. And as you see, although that 90,000 one is still there at the top, as the peak, this one may end up getting purchased because it's an easier reach, but the 90,000 one will come maybe in next year's time period, but it's not removed. It's like, bang, we've got this one, we rent it out, we use the rent to pay for the next one. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not a case of, well, you bought that instead. Well, the fact is, at that price, I can't really go wrong. And in, you know, five months money, I can actually buy it cash, no mortgage. Anything on it is income. Is it worth waiting another 6 months to get the 90,000? I think so. But this is what I say, you know, Dad, I call that a stepping stone. Because what's happened, if we do go that route, is the 90,000 is still here, but if we bought the 24,000 apartment here, and then it's got monthly income of 300 euros, it's pushed towards that. But also our assets in Spain have increased by 24,000 in a year, but also the prices will increase over the next few years because they can't go any lower. And that's an important point. That 24,000 could be 36,000 in 12 months, 18 months time. So just something to think about. Steps and goals are how you direct your life. And I do it with everything. And the reason, because I've started sharing this stuff because I'm trying to get people to understand how I think. Because some people think some of the stuff I do seems a bit bizarre. But other people get it or find it useful. Because if you set goals for everything, like I'm doing loads of college courses at the moment, but I have an important one that is one I'm doing myself, that the company isn't paying for. And that one is an important one I have to achieve by the end of the year. That is a goal. Now, if they released the documents to me quicker, I'd actually take time off work and actually just work through the course and focus on getting that done. The reason being is that course opens up a whole new career path to me, which is why it's important. So these are goals, and I'm just saying, sit down. Where do you want to be in life? Where do you want to be at the end of this year? Where do you want to be next year? Sit and write down where you want to be. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to get rid of? What's also holding you back? And just sit and write them down, and you can sit and see, well, I'm worried about work. Okay, you're worried about work. How do you change it? There you go. You've got a positive focus there. How do you change it? Me? I'm worried about how do I stay in Spain full time? I've already looked at taking on a teaching English as a second language course, which I'm going to do in 100 hours. My focus is family. So I go, okay, I'll do that course. I'll get it done. I don't go, oh, I can't get there this year. I can't get there this month. You get things done. Get goals set up. Focus on what you want to achieve. Focus on what's blocking you so that you can actually find a way to create a solution for every single problem. Do not let them stop you moving forward. I'm telling you now, you will never progress if you do. There's always a reason not to do something. My mother is probably the most negative person on the planet. Doesn't matter what it is, she's always got an answer for not doing it. So I understand it fully. So I've got a better understanding on it than a lot of other people, because there's always a reason not to do it, where I'm always trying to find a reason to do it. So focus. Let me know what you do. Let me know what goals you get. Alright, thanks for watching.